Welcome back to Soccer Cards United. It's episode 227 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, Jason.
Now, people
Haven't seen you in a while.
Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been?
What?
How have you been? How have you been?
Oh, sorry. I've been good. Your internet's a bit janky as ever.
Oh, it's been fine all day.
No. I've been working with it. I'm good, Jason. I'm feeling great. I don't know if I'm feeling great. This is podcast number 3 of the day, but people are hearing this. You're somewhere in the Italian Alps at this time.
No. People are hearing this later today.
Wait, say again?
People are hearing this later today. This is what's coming out today.
This is today. I'm so sorry. So this is today's podcast, and we have 2 other pre-recorded ones that we did prior to this that you are going to hear over the next week or so.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm feeling good, Jason. It's been a nice week, to be fair. Thursday now that we're recording, and yeah, I'm good. How are you? I'm suffering
good. Here. Yeah, it's been as you say, it's been a 3 podcast day. The first podcast we did, which is coming Monday, just to tease it a little bit. Coming Monday, we have our 2023-24 club football season review episode, and then on Thursday we have our Euro preview, and then not quite as thorough, but equally as enthusiastic Copa America preview. We were on a break between the last podcast and this podcast.
Yeah.
I thought of like 12 different things, players who play for teams that are interesting to follow, like storylines, things to mention, who could be top scorer, like all this kind of stuff that I completely forgot about because we were punch drunk. People will be happy to know that next Thursday's episode will be the return of Soccer Cards United filling out brackets for international tournament.
That's right. I think I'd say by the time Champions League Museum comes out on the 19th of June, and at that point the Euros will have kicked off maybe for the last 4 or 5 days.
5 days, yeah.
5 days. We'll be back into the swing of normality while trying to survive the information overload that is hobby season in its full swing, while international football tournaments are taking place and there's narratives happening every day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so forgive us if the next couple are not the best. By the time Museum comes out, we'll be back at our best.
Just bear with us for the week and a half. So speaking of an onslaught of information, of overloading perhaps, there was a controversial drop on the Topps UK website today, which was a Topps Now for Champions League winning Real Madrid.
Yes.
So just to show you this, where's the sold?
You go up, Jason, go up. You have the filter. It says in stock only, see? Top left.
Okay. All sorts of stuff here. Jude Bellingham holding the trophy with his sunglasses on. 101 was £4,000 sterling. That's about $5,000, just under $5,000.
Yes. Now, if you look at it, Jason.
Yeah.
The big thing, because the 101 did not sell out for a good while. I'd say it was up for maybe an hour plus before selling out. We were debating, not necessarily to buy it because it was £4,000, but we were debating, is this an on-card autograph?
Yes.
And it didn't say on-card autograph in the description or title, but it looks like one. Was that deceptive, or was that a clue and a little Easter egg? I don't know. We compared it to the dual autograph from the Women's Champions League final, which very much looked like a sticker. It looked totally different. So that made us think this is an on-card autograph.
Yeah.
Which I believe, if I was to put my money down, I think it is.
Right.
They're all sold out now. I think the 101 Vinny sold last, that one there. I think they're on-card autographs, but they don't say that there is. I don't know why they wouldn't say that there is.
Yeah, if it was, sure you want to advertise that.
But they might, on the flip side, say, look, we sold them all out, and now everyone that bought one is in for a treat, which is kind of Fanatics-y, like similar with the mystery redemptions and stuff like that. We will see. That's the thing that interests me. Are they on card? What do they mean? I personally love commemorative cards like this.
Yeah.
I think it probably would have been better if it was just, buy a Topps Now, someone has a chance to get one. But we've seen that kind of backfire in the past as well. But yeah, the kind of price point of £4,000 is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't know. We knew it would sell out. We kind of said someone will buy it. For someone.
For sure.
Jason, a lot of people were complaining about the price, saying it's crazy, and you made a very good observation of most of them are saying it's bad value, but kind of based on reselling.
Yeah, exactly. People are like, these prices are mad. Like this is terrible value. Meaning, translated as there's no money to be made here.
Yeah, you can't buy and sell.
Yeah, as if like a
Um,
lot of them, like if they bought it for, say they bought it for 1,200, they'd put it straight on eBay for $8,000. Like
yeah, and or OBO.
OBO,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like whoever bought that, you safely assume is not going to sell it. It's an actual collector's piece, and obviously, listen, 4,000 is steep, but again, if it was 2,000, it would have sold out instantly to someone planning to sell it again.
Yeah,
So
and from Top's point of view, it's sold anyway. So there is the
it's just
argument
a
here.
weird one because I think it is easy to just go, "That's a disgrace. That's such a terrible price." But it's like that 101 was essentially priced for a high end collector that wants to buy it and hold it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like if that was 1,000 and I had sniper fingers and bought it, I'd have bought it and probably tried to sell it. Maybe like
Whereas,
I might have tried to keep it or whatever. But I think most people would have just bought it with the intention of selling it, and that's not really the point. I don't think of a card like that.
yeah, no, I agree. And if you look at Jude's 1-of-1 autograph sales, £4,000 is, near 5,000 euros or dollars, but £4,000 is not outrageous. It's still in the kind of like, the top half of his stuff. You can get 1-of-1 Jude autographs for 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever. But yeah, like you say, this is going probably to a collector. You'd have to be pretty crazy to try and flip this at that price. So I hope it's going to a collector. I hope someone else
especially
I'll
like,
flip this.
Like long term, it could be good, but the sentiment of Tops now is not really for long term investment in general. Now that could change, because again, if he goes on to win another Champions League, you could look back at that card and go, "Look, this is from his first time doing it." Da da da. Da.
Yeah,
Like I try to think of if Luka Modric's first Champions League was captured on a card, would it be nice or not? I think the £4,000 makes a lot more sense if it's on card, because I think Jason, you picked out a Marksman that was an on card auto that seemed to have sold at a high price.
yeah, Marks of Excellence, the continuity one.
But then at the same time, he obviously has a lot of like BVB on card stuff that don't go for crazy prices. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But ultimately, like we looked at it, thought it was a cool looking collectible, because he has the trophy, the 15 badge for the 15 title, good image, this, that, and the third. Ultimately, Tops will say it sold out. We priced it right.
Yeah,
But yeah, the sentiment, like it's not for you. If you can just buy the 101 straight out, chances are it's for a higher end collectors.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't priced lower than £4,000, I would assume, so someone can just buy and flip it.
I agree.
Like, the general sentiment was outraged there, but I actually, was kind of like, would I have bought it? No. But if it was 1,000, I'd have bought it. So what does that say?
Yeah, well, we're kind of seeing like this is kind of the thing of the soccer market at the minute, which is there's an increasing fracture, I would say, between the high end market in soccer and everybody else. There's no shortage of, you go on PWCC or Golden or anything like that. There's no shortage of really impressive high end, in my opinion, impressive high end soccer sales, whether it be vintage, whether it be, Messi, Ronaldo stuff, whatever, Mbappe stuff, Haaland stuff, that's very healthy, Jude stuff actually as well. But the rest of us kind of, I think, are feeling the squeeze a little bit down on the lower end of things. And whereas when the soccer hobby started, because it's only starting and everybody kind of knows everybody and we're on an all kind of level playing field, before the big money collectors come in or before we kind of know they're there. We first time we went to the National Enzo, we saw stuff like soccer collections that we had no idea existed. So I think there is kind of a growing thing of like the market's getting fragmented. The higher end is drifting a little bit away from the lower end. And it's very much like there are those cards that are desirable to high-end collectors and there are those cards that are not. And I think people are slightly frustrated that it's like, hang on a second, if somebody's willing to pay £4,000 for this Jude 1-of-1, then why is my XYZ ABC card not doing well? Why is it not gone from 300 to 500 or whatever? And it's because for a lot of these guys, they only get interested at a certain level of card and a certain level of money,
Yeah, no, makes sense. Just it was interesting. Didn't sell out straight away. It'd be interesting to see. I'd love to know where it sold to, because I kind of feel like it kind of sold out once America woke up, or parts of America woke up. That's kind of what it felt like.
Interestingly, the main Tops Twitter account tweeted it out and said, "We've just put this live on Tops Europe. It's available from Tops UK, and they ship internationally." So it was marketed in the main American account as well. Yeah, so interesting stuff. If you bought that, let us know. Let's have a look at this article from Rich Mueller, Sports Collectors Daily, about the month of May. May was a record month for trading card grading. This is sportscollectorsdaily.com, and Rich says that graders at the top slabbing firms in the hobby were busy last month, as in busier than ever before. More cards were authenticated and graded by the 4 major firms in May than at any other time in hobby history. According to GemRate, more than 1.78 million cards were added to the pop reports of PSA, SGC, Beckett, and CGC in the 31-day period ending Friday. That beat the old monthly record by 50,000 cards. Holy smokes. What's going on
I
here?
contributed to that. Did I? What month was that?
May. You definitely did.
I contributed to that. You.
Let's see. Everybody's up except Beckett. Beckett is down 6% compared to April and 10% down year on year. But look at this, right? The Victor Wembanyama, is it here? 49,400 Wemby cards at PSA last month.
I actually contributed to that as well.
Did you?
Yeah, there was a few Wembys I think Matt put in.
All right, yeah. I think his Wemby's base rookie is like there's like a 10,000 card pop on the PSA 10 or something, or maybe not PSA 10, but on the base card, which is like a whole order of magnitude away from. We think we have high pops in soccer, and it's like it shows you how small the soccer hobby still is because
it's a bit
cards.
mad. Like the Jude Bellingham Bundesliga rookie auto, we have one of them PSA 10, and it's a pop 3. And I think 50 were graded.
3, yeah.
What's pop 3? Like that's what at the base. It's not even a numbered rookie. Like it's a bit mad.
Yeah. Let's see. SGC now under the same umbrella company as PSA graded to 174,000 cards, 6% up, maybe, and a whopping 97% up from 2023.
Wow.
They've almost doubled.
They did really well to get into the market and kind of grow as they did. Like I remember when we first started grading, it was so convenient to send it to them. Like we don't anymore. Yeah. But there was a period of time where it was like you send it to them, you got it back 2 weeks later, and it was very, very good compared to having raw cards.
Yeah.
And PSA has actually sped up a lot recently, which is kind of crazy. They had such a big month, but like we had a very quick turnaround with ours. It was about a month.
Yeah.
A month, and like it got lost for 15 days along the way. Because we forgot to submit the little barcode on the outside. So it was in PSA, but it wasn't in the system. And it still got back basically within 2 weeks. It's a bit mad.
It's very exciting. Very exciting indeed. So yeah, that article made no mention of soccer, which still represents a pretty small but growing section of these grading companies' businesses. So yeah, I do think more people are grading. I think it's one of those things, as card values go down from the pandemic peak, people are trying to figure out a way of preserving their card values or of increasing their card values. I do think this is kind of a local peak kind of thing. In terms of card prices, like, okay, I can now send a PSA, I can get it back. If it's a PSA 10, I can then sell it. I can't really sell the base cards, or I can't really sell these parallels or whatever it is, because prices are down on 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, whatever. So I wonder, of those, record numbers of people sending in cards for grading, how many feel it was worth it? Obviously, a lot of them, because they're sending in cards regularly, I suppose.
I mean, in fairness, also, like from PSA's point of view, they did a May special followed by a June special.
Right, yeah.
Or maybe it was an April followed by a May. I don't know if they have a June special. I'm actually going to check. But that's going to help, right? So it was like $1 or $2 per card less.
Yeah.
Which is obviously going to incentivize people to submit. And it was kind of like modern cards, which, hilariously enough, modern for them is 1980 to present. So like all of soccer is modern. You know what I mean? Like
there's modern and then there's ultra modern.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm checking now if there's any special submission. Yeah, June. So yeah, look at this. There's a June Pokemon special.
Okay.
$13.99, and then a June present special, which is $15.99, which is the same as the last one, but I don't know if there's any conditions. Oh, it's 1980. Yeah. So the same special. So obviously they did their special maybe in April, and they see those kind of returns, and they said, let's keep this up over the summer. Like, why would we not? So there's a June special. I think $16 a card, which is pretty good.
Almost like, when you walk into a furniture shop and every couch is on sale and always has been.
It's been on sale forever.
Yeah. Because at a certain point, it's like people aren't coming into the furniture. Each person's only coming in once every few years, maybe. So you can have the sale constantly running and nobody knows that chair has always been that price. So PSA taking inspiration for furniture shops. That's your headline, Rich. Print it.
Look at this, Jason. This is just something for yourself, right? There's a June Express special.
Yeah.
So up to a value of $2,500.
Right.
$100. You get it back in 5 days.
Holy smokes.
That's not bad. That's not as bad as I thought. Like, I don't think we have anything that needs to be sent off by any account, but it's kind of mad to think that and it also makes sense pre-national. Do your specials, get the big cards in, boom, boom, boom. Like, we have a few big cards that I didn't think would cut it for grading, but after some of the grades I got popped, I'm starting to think maybe they could.
Ooh, exciting stuff. Stuff.
There you go.
Kevin has written in after look at that. We're getting write-ins after last week or after Monday's episode. Two things, a question and a comment from Kevin. One, the comment to say that if an insert is called London Calling, that's the Topps Chrome downtown London insert, the only acceptable design is the Clash album cover, which is a reference to the Clash's classic album, London Calling. And question, I agree with Enzo's take on a country rookie card being more desirable than a club rookie card, but wouldn't that really only hold true from certain countries? For example, Erling Haaland's Norway cards don't really have the same respect, well, because Norway. And even as a Lewandowski collector, I don't really care as much about his Poland cards because his impact is so disproportionately heavy on his club career, but I prefer Messi cards from Argentina because of the heritage. So, is there a sliding scale between club and country?
That is fascinating. I don't necessarily think Haaland's, like, I suppose, the Norway, it's kind of funny because France kind of appeals to people that are not French.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's such a heritage. Yeah, exactly. So there is kind of, like, if you look at Ibrahimovic in Sweden kits, like, but I don't know, I still think, like, your national, you would assume in an ideal world, the biggest collector of a top player is going to be someone that's probably from the same country, aka it's, an idol, whatever.
Yeah, that would be the whole. But for a superstar like Haaland, that wouldn't necessarily be the case.
Exactly. In superstar kind of world with football, that's not necessarily the case. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Like, I still like Haaland. Like, do I prefer Salzburg, Dortmund, City, Norway? It's all a bit of a blur. Salzburg is kind of, just because it's the first, is the go-to, and it's fairly neutral. Like, I don't think, But yeah, I suppose, there's more nuances to it than there would be. But like Lewandowski, like, we have one of the most beautiful cards in our collection is a Lewandowski Noir, and he's in his Poland kit with captain's armband on Cardotto, and it is unbelievable. And I don't, like, when I look at that, I don't think this fella banged goals in for Dortmund and Bayern. I think he's one of Poland's best ever players, regardless of what he has or hasn't done in a Poland kit. But yeah, there's definitely some nuance there. That does make sense. There are certain players that, like Ronaldo, Messi,
like Roy Keane, say, where like your top Roy Keane sales are going to be in a Manchester United kit. They're not going to be in an Ireland kit because he's drawn more from the club game in terms of collectability than from the international game or from the Irish collector base.
Like, which would you prefer?
I would prefer an Ireland one, but I'm not going to pay. I don't collect him as a player. I collect a team.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I suppose they're right in saying there's more nuance. I suppose it kind of comes to, it's a safer bet if you can gamble on a player's rookie card being in a national kit, but it also, that ties into what club is he in his national kit, and then what subsequently happens. Yeah. And then also, I suppose you could kind of factor it out by what nation you're in, and maybe that's going to
the rule holds probably faster for the top countries.
Yeah, but it's also important to point out as well that, like, Haaland doesn't have rookies in a Norway kit, so it doesn't fully follow through. So either.
We can't. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's nuance upon nuance.
Yeah, so that's partially why soccer, I think, hasn't fully taken off in the wider hobby sphere. With people that are super comfortable with spending copious amounts of money on the hobby, on cards and prospecting, etc., etc. Mainly because it's just super complicated, and there's so many asterisks beside every single player and every single thing that you can collect, and it gets very convoluted, and that ultimately, the complexity does not help with collectability.
No, I agree. Panini dropped Serie A on PaniniAmerica.net for $435 USD.
Wow.
And we were having a conversation off the air that they've baked in the success of last year's product to this year's price, which is not
They
good.
believe that Kavicha Kvaratskhelia is still a rookie card, and or they never knew he was a rookie card and just thought people love Serie A.
Yeah, they're kind of just chancing their arm, I think, to say, well, this is a big success. Hopefully nobody puts together why last year was a big success and just pays whatever on this one. I believe it's still in stock
It is,
on their website. Let's have a look at a few of the cards which are being pulled from this set. And you'll see some singles prices here that you may think are extremely high. And basically what's happened there is that people have spent big money on the box and therefore big money on the break. And therefore they're like, well, it must be worth something.
They'll soon find out.
Yeah, let's soon find out. What have we got here? Matteo Retegui could be leading the line for Italy at the Euros. Rookie card. Visionary Diego Maradona. I do like this tricolor parallel.
You know, that's good. Multicolored.
That's nice.
They have it in the Italian. It's like someone told them, what if the multicolor was the Italian color?
Yeah, whoa, hang on a second. Let's see if we can get some sold prices. Anything selling here?
It's honestly, Jason, it's brand new. There has been some issues with the logistics side of it. So a lot of people have it on the way and don't actually have it. Like, I don't think we've not seen as much of it ripped as we would have expected to see on this release day.
So it is a pretty limited
I think so.
size.
That's what I've seen. I haven't seen too many bits out there.
No, fair enough. There's not a lot here. Kane and Yield is one of the main rookies there of 5 sold, apparently. Inter badge case hit. There's a top Milan rookie, Francesco Camarda, of 15 white field level. I actually don't love white select cards. I think it's hard to tell them.
I think in person they look nice, but I know what you mean. It looks like silver.
It looks like silver. It could be a base design if I didn't know. Doesn't really I like white sparkle, for instance, compared to just normal white. There's a nice also Milan stained glass Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, Jason, I was looking at sold stained glasses. Now this obviously comes into La Liga Select, which came out first.
Yeah.
One day apart, there's a comp on a L'Emilia Mal for €580 in the United States.
Wow.
Auction, right? 580 on a stained glass. In Italy, which we put an asterisk beside that in Italy, an Arda Güler sold for 1,000.
Really?
I don't know if that's real or fake or what it is, but there you go.
Yeah.
I actually think there's multiple Arda Güler sales as well.
Well, that might be that Arda Güler has fewer
there's shorter
fewer
print
cards and fewer short print cards and kind of like a bit more hype. True. Going back to that nationality question, and maybe he's kind of a Turkish superstar.
Can I say I do not dislike the soccer balls in the stained glass image.
Right.
I feel like it's very controversial. Like I'm looking at last year's stained glass, and I don't think too much of it.
Yeah.
I kind of like the ball. Like I don't know.
I think this is one of those cards that I would think looks a lot better once it's in a slab, and you like the proportions of it. Sometimes like some card designs don't look good in a top loader; they look too squashed. There's something going on. Whereas when you get a bit of clear space around it, and you kind of frame it a bit better, it tends to pop. In my opinion,
it's a good hot take. But Serie A Select, get involved. I think I think it's still a solid enough checklist. There's a few rookies in it. It's definitely been overpriced though by Panini for sure. Based on last year, because even last year, like Kvara kind of lost steam, and then in fairness, last year was super short print, and that might still be the case this year. You open a case of that last year, you're getting stupendous amounts. I think we opened one box. I think got 2 of 3s and of 10 a tie dye. It was loaded last year, so if they kept the print run the same, it's probably fairly loaded as well, which would justify the price. But seems a bit steep.
And if as well, also, it probably would have more success if Napoli hadn't had a historically bad title defense, and therefore last year's kind of kept going and didn't kind of like dip back down. It didn't really hold its peak price. At that point, then you'd be going like, well, I want to open Select Serie A. I'm obviously not going to open the Kvara year because that price is crazy. So maybe I'll get involved with this. Whereas I think right now you can kind of look at it and go, what's this? Or I could pay an extra X and I could just open last year's.
Yeah, you could probably get last year's for the same price at this stage.
I wonder, now that I say that, let's see. $350.
Yeah.
So that's $100 less. So I'd probably just recommend buying last year's, to be honest. Or waiting and seeing where this one ends up. Right, so this is a short and sweet episode. I just want to do one more thing, and that is open this mail day, which I hope is an Ireland Women's 101.
You hope?
I hope, yeah. For the listener, I'm holding in my hand a silver envelope, and I'm now going to cut it open. I'm waiting on an Ireland Women's 101. Get that nice bubble scissor action. All right. Next layer.
I assume you didn't buy this from Italy.
I did not buy this from Italy, no. Oh my god. This is extremely well protected. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Is this it? Yeah. And it is What's this? Oh, they put a base. Don't put base cards. I'm trying to do a reveal.
That is shocking.
They put base card padding in the team bag.
Dun, 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 dun.
What an anticlimax that was.
This is shocking by you.
This is shocking stuff.
By you, by the packer.
Okay.
I'm sitting here waiting.
I'm going to put this back in the team bag. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Denise O'Sullivan, 1 of 1. PSA 6.
Look at that.
Look at that. Donruss Women's World Cup.
Wow.
Very exciting.
PSA 6, not the greatest.
No, but I said, do you know what? I'll buy it. It's 1 of 1.
That's right.
So, yeah, nice little addition to the old Ireland PC.
Yeah, breaking news as well is that we graded our Super Factor 101 dual autograph from Women's Chrome last year of Alexia Putellas and Sam Kerr, 101 Super Factor. And I got a PSA 10, Jason.
Wow.
Against all odds. I didn't think it would. I won't lie. I didn't think it would. And against all odds.
It did.
It did. That's
incredible stuff. Incredible drama here on Soccer United.
Listen, we're the best in the business.
So, in terms of what's going to happen now, so thank you for listening to today's show. We will have our season review on Monday and our Euros and Copa preview on Thursday. And then the following week, when are you back, Enzo?
I'll be back Tuesday.
Okay. So then
the 18th,
week,
the day before Museum drops on the 19th, I'll be fully in action.
So we're back to real-time episodes then the week after next. Yeah,
Soccer United are off for a week. However, there will be 2 episodes still dropping, which in fairness,
as far as the listener knows,
when we are on, there's less podcasts coming out. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get more podcasts than you would if we were actually around to make them. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry if we seemed super tired in this episode. It's because, well, you'll see next week why. It's because
this was the third pod today. I'm actually dead on my feet. Oh my god.
Enzo, I'll talk to you later.
Do you know what's so